Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. This is Fishing Vlog number 123. And I'm going to start off with this rack again this week because, well, a few things have changed. First off, I moved all the fish out of here, except this male guppy. I really like the look of him. He's nice. He's got some nice colors, so I'm going to set him up with a harem. And the other male that's in there was just managed to hide and didn't get caught, so he'll go to a client's tank quite soon. I'm going to keep these guys all together. These are the summer tub fry, and they're growing up now. I want to see if they, have any difference because of, being out in the summer, in the fresh air, and possibly extra food. We'll see how they grow up, and after that, I'll, figure out what I'm going to do with them. So I'm going to put the zebra danus here all together now, and I'm going to put in a good chunk of java moss, and then leave them in there for a little bit. And then I'm going to flop them over into the tank to the right, and I'll keep going back and forth, and of course, raise up some more zebra danios. So this is one of the other reasons why I wanted to start with this rack. I was doing a bit of experimenting on the other channel for trying to glue some stuff to, well, it was aluminum to wood, but I also wanted to check that out. I wanted to see if I can find a better method than the epoxy for gluing stuff to acrylic, so I can do hides and things along those lines. I'll leave a link to the description if you want to go pop over and have a look at that video. It's kind of interesting, the results, and definitely let me know what you think about that. So the other thing that happened that was interesting is, you remember at the end of last week's video I showed you this clip of this tank, and there was, and you can still see it, a nice little juvenile rice fish, and I thought, oh, that's really kind of cool. And then the male decided to kill the female, which was really surprising. They're not aggressive fish, really. But yeah, he killed her off. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these guys because, well, if they're going to do that, they're no real use to me for clients, so I may use that tank for something else. We'll see. This tank, on the other hand, is doing exceptionally well. I really like all these fish. The males are looking awesome. I'm going to start, putting some out into clients' tanks soon, and of course I'll keep the colony going. I mean, they're lovely fish. I have nothing I can say against them. But then again, I'm kind of biased because these are one of my favorite fish, and, everyone gets one of those. So this center thing is doing really well. The piece is doing as much as I could expect. Everything's growing really well. Now, to the far right of this rack, there is that bog filter that has some java fern. I think I'm going to use that java fern to wire up some more on the wood there and fill that right side in a bit. But other than that, I mean, like I said, I'm quite happy with this display. And they have lots of room. They grow well. So, like I said, I can't say anything against them. This is mostly cories, but you can see there are some guppies in here, and there's a few of them I've actually started looking at and finding interest in. I mean, initially I thought I didn't really care for the colors, and I was going to move them all to clients' tanks. But there's one or two, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. And in here, there's actually about 3 or 4 male guppies that I really like the looks of, and I am definitely going to try and probably breed more guppies going forward, and we'll see. These guys are doing really well. The babies are in here and growing. As you can see now, they're getting to the point now where they're maybe a third the size of the adults, which is nice. Which is kind of great that I don't have to do anything special to breed them. And of course, these guys here are looking good, and hopefully they'll start getting fry in them as well soon. And this has no commercial value for me at all, but I really like this little group, a family group of goldfish, and they get along really well, obviously. I mean, they are goldfish. They're not very aggressive at all. And the colors are nice, and they're very responsive. So I'm going to keep them together. I may breed them again in the near future, but I'm not sure yet. I mean, I have no real use for goldfish except in a couple of daycare tanks. So I don't want to end up with too many of them. Now, these guys are pretty much finished with quarantining. They're doing very well. I like the fins. I've got some nice silvers in here and a few others. I am going to probably leave them together as a group for a while longer. And then when they get a little bit bigger, I'm going to probably think about either pairing them off with themselves or possibly mixing with my other adult angels that I have. The other adult angels, unfortunately, are a lot bigger, but we'll see. I do plan on using this rack here to hopefully breed a lot more angelfish. On a side note, that filter is doing really well. I'm very happy with it. There's nothing wrong with it at all. The pre-filter needs to be cleaned again, but that's just one of those ongoing maintenance things. Leopard Danios. I'm very happy with these guys. They grow faster than the zebras, and something about them I just like maybe a little bit more than the zebras. I do plan on breeding both of them, of course. And the pond, as you can see, is getting more and more sparse. I'm taking a lot more plants out of here, putting them in clients' tanks, and also pulling out a lot of guppies. As you see, there's not nearly as many now. And yeah, this pond is doing as well as I could possibly hope. I need to do more pruning. I want to get some of the pothos out of here and wire up the Anubias. Things along those lines. Again, ongoing projects. There never seems to be an end to it, so there's plenty to do here. I'm trying to give you the down view of this. This is how I usually view these guys. It's just a nice way to look at it. I mean, having a pond indoors is, I really like it. It's nice. I like this view of fish. Probably because I spent too much of my childhood out in ponds and streams and that sort of thing. But anyway, it's nice. So next is something to remind me how small zebra danios are when they're born. I pulled a lot of the pearlweed out of that tank because I'm going to put in some Java moss, and I put it in this tub because I figured there'd be at least a few eggs in here. They started to hatch out, and yeah, it's just like such a tiny little thing. And anyway, it's just kind of cool. I mean, the amount they've grown since this time to now is quite astounding. So these are the adult angels. These are the ones that I will definitely be breeding soon. There's a couple of them here that I might not breed. I might put out in clients' tanks. But on whole, these guys are really lovely fish, and I'm very happy with them. This is the first spawn really that I grew from one end all the way to the other, and I'm very happy with it. And I think I need to start breeding more of them because these are the kinds of fish that everyone really likes to have in their tanks. So I'm going to show you a couple of little clips here. This is the killifish tank that's breeding the most at the moment. It really needs to be pruned, but you can see the juveniles now are getting to the point where they're maturing, so they need to go up into the paludarium, and I need to make some more room in here. So I don't want to end up, of course, with that problem with overcrowding, and they just don't end up doing well. OB zebras are doing fine. Nothing special going on in here at the moment. They need, obviously, some more time to grow out before I put them into another aquarium. I'm not sure which aquarium that's going to be, but it's just something that, has to happen relatively soon. So I'm going to end up with a clip of the top end here. Again, another job that needs to be done. I need to prune these, and this is also the area where I plan on putting my backup air pump over to the right there. So that's another project, again, that's going to happen hopefully in the near future. So thank you very much for watching. Do greatly appreciate you guys coming by and spending some time with me. Leave comments. Let me know what you think about all this. And of course, if you have any suggestions or whatever for future projects, definitely let me know, because I always like listening to those things and trying new stuff out. So we'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.